Silence in court! Security Services, Department of Justice, Inc. Judge Chutney presiding. Court is now in session.
Silence! I recognise that villain. An habitual criminal if ever I saw one.
That's Mr. Greaves, my lord. The counsel for the prosecution.
Silence when you speak to me. Now, who is the first contestant?
Defendant, my lord. The case of Union Security Services versus Howard Hobbins.
Howard Hobbins. Come on up. Nice to see you, Howard. You're not nervous, are you?
Not really.
The defendant is accused of gross contempt and assault of a security officer.
Oh, intolerable. What have you got to say for yourself, eh?
I've been framed, Your Honour. May I elucidate, my lord?
Go on, then, but hurry up about it.
Officer Blunt was investigating a complaint made against Hobbins. After questioning the defendant, he was the victim of an assault.
Ah! Monstrous! Off with his head!
Just a flipping minute. Who's defending me?
Defence? Is he entitled to any?
I'm afraid so, my lord.
Upon my soul, whatever next? Who'd be silly enough to defend this wretch? Very well, let's get on with round one. Fingers on the buzzers, everyone.
I wish to call Officer Blunt.
Call Officer Blunt!
Please tell the court what happened.
Oh, I was assaulted.
And is the culprit present in the court?
That's him in the overalls.
I rest my case, my lord.
Good. Where's my black cap?
We haven't heard the defence, my lord.
Is it really necessary? Oh, go on. Just don't take all day.
Well now, are we ready for this? I like Hobbins. Let's see what we can do for him. Anyway, this is Brian Bowles, who played Simon in Simon the Sorcerer 2 and 3. Anyway, onwards with the questioning.
Now then, Officer Blunt. Tell the court how you got wet.
While patrolling on Bellevue, I was saturated by a sudden shower.
Did you ascertain its source?
Oh, yeah. I heard laughter from the walkway above.
That would be the factory walkway.
That's right.
Who lodged the complaint against Hobbins?
Objection, my lord. Defense is contriving to lead the witness.
It was a simple question. I wish to establish the seriousness of the complaint made against my client.
I shall permit the witness to answer. However, I'm awarding Mr. Greaves 5 points for a well-timed interruption.
So who did lodge the complaint?
It was Daniel Piermont.
What was Mrs. Piermont's grievance?
Cruelty to her pet dog. I interviewed Hobbins on 4 occasions, but he still hasn't confessed.
I do kind of want to use this line of questioning, but we probably would get further this way.
4 interrogations suggests harassment.
Objection, my lord. Officer Blunt is not the subject of this trial.
Quite correct. Objection sustained. 10 points to the prosecution.
No further questions, Your Honor. I wish to call Mrs. Piermont.
Call Mrs. Piermont.
Hello, darling. Hello, Robbie. Hello, everyone.
Silence in court.
What was your complaint against Hobbins?
He was abused, my little poochie poos.
Disgraceful. I haven't had a dog abuse case since the infamous Spaniel Mangle scandals.
Did you witness the alleged attack?
Not exactly.
Then how did you know about it? Did the dog tell you?
Officer Blunt reported the incident to me.
How would you describe your pet dog?
Objection, Your Honor. This is a trial, not a dog show.
Objection overruled, Mr. Greaves. I want to get to the bottom of this doggy business.
He's an absolute darling. Everyone adores him.
Had you met Hobbins before this incident?
I don't recall ever seeing him. But one takes little notice of mere maintenance men.
No further questions, Your Honor. I'd like to question the defendant.
Well, we're already down 5 points. Let's make them up.
Here's your starter for 10.
Good. An excellent opening gambit. That's the sort of questioning I like to hear. None of this did you or did you not nonsense. 10 points to the defense.
Get in.
Did you assault Officer Blunt?
Objection, my lord.
Why, man, what's wrong?
Repetition, my lord?
Objection overruled.
Are you guilty of assault, Howard?
Not me. I was fixing one of the cooling pipes, and it burst.
So Blunt's soaking was an accident?
Not exactly.
Why did the pipe burst?
Some joker had cut a power cable and overloaded the steam release in the power station. That's what damaged the cooling pipe.
Oh, I see.
How did that happen exactly?
Did you laugh at Blunt's predicament?
Laugh? I'd nearly wet me pants.
Do you deny assaulting the dog?
Objection, my lord. The question has no bearing on the case.
It is my duty to hear every sordid detail. Objection overruled.
Well, did you assault the dog?
I never touched the brute.
Do you know Mrs. Piermont personally?
I'd only met her once. She wanted me to flush her overflow.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Greaves, you may start the bonus round.
The facts speak for themselves. Cruel and callous man, with no respect for law and order. I recommend the maximum possible sentence.
Any comments from the defense?
I don't believe this is happening. This is total madness. You've all been warped in some way. And I think Link is the cause.
Silence! I've heard quite enough of this nonsense. So it's time for me to make my judgment. Howard Hobbins, You've won tonight's star prize! Life imprisonment. However, in view of your service to the city, I'm going to reduce your sentence. 2 hours community service. Court dismissed.
Well, that was certainly something. Let's go back into this club. We need to work out how to get this door open.
Is there a subway around here?
What?
I'm looking for the subway.
What are you, a train spotter? Hear that, Gallagher? This guy's a train spotter.
There's no law against that.
Only because there aren't any trains.
Look, guys, I'm not a train spotter.
Who asked you?
Is there a John in this place?
Why do you want to know that?
Well, I might need to use it. Surely the club's got to have one by law.
Have you seen the John Gallagher?
I don't need one. I don't drink like you do.
No, I've noticed that.
Excuse me. Is there a subway around here?
Oh, there used to be. The club was named after the station.
Where is the subway station?
You're standing in it. See the area in front of the stage? The track ran right through there.
Excuse me. Where does the locked door lead to?
Oh, that's the wine cellar.
This does look very much like a subway station. I mean, these here, that look like they're now blocked up. It does seem like a train tunnel.
Excuse me. Where does the locked door lead to?
To the wine cellar. Colston's the only one who can open it. It's programmed to read his fingerprints.
Never mind.
So, we need Colston's fingerprints, and his fingerprints are on this glass, but he won't allow us to take it. The band has now gone, so this jukebox should now be accessible.
Hey, music lover. If you're looking for the best in sounds, I got 'em. The music of the spheres right here on Earth. So come on, get your fingers on my buttons. Let's make beautiful music together.
How offensive! Why they put voices in these machines is beyond me.
I'm all warmed up for you, baby.
Shut up and let me check the selections. Oh Lord, it's mostly country and western.
Nobody's perfect.
Ah, there are 3 tunes by the Resident Band.
So, what's your choice, big boy?
I'm not too sure if it matters which one we choose, but I know for a fact that this one works.
You search but find nothing. The select button isn't lit.
Yes, it starts skipping, which means he goes down to beat the crap out of this jukebox. There we go. So, we now have a glass with fingerprints on it. Let's go and see an old friend. For some reason, there is no conversation about this, so we have to trigger it by using the glass on Burke directly.
Excuse me. Can you match my fingerprints to those on this glass?
Oh, yes. My machine will do that automatically.
It's not against the law, is it?
Whatever gave you that idea?
Don't security use them to check people's identities?
If they do, it's the first time I've heard of it. The usual procedure for identification of suspects is a retina scan at the post-mortem. Now, about these prints you requested. Open the panel on my machine and insert the glass. Then place your hands in the otodermatome.
Will this hurt, Doc?
Oh, yes. Quite considerably.
Well, now that did look painful. Anyway, let's head back to the club.
There's no sign of a lock or a card slot. It's a big box made of wood. That's too big and heavy to carry. It's made of thin chipboard. If it's for ventilation, it must lead somewhere. I can't reach it from here. It's a solid wooden storage rack for wine bottles. I'd never shift that in 1,000 years.
So it's pretty evident that we can't stand on that box.
It's a solid piece of wood.
Problem solved.
I can't reach it from here.
Okay.
The grill is too firmly attached to pull from the wall.
Now we have these secateurs, but I don't believe there is any sort of access to put these pincers in. So we need to make a hole. There we go. And once we pass through here, there is no turning back. So when you get to this point, well, we've done everything that we need to do, otherwise we wouldn't be here.
The subway. It's like a warren built by giant rabbits. The roof of the tunnel must have collapsed. I'm never going to be able to shift all that.
Now, at first, this does look like a bit of a maze, but you'll soon realise the only other direction you can go in is blocked. Now this area is a bit of a dick move. You can plainly see that there is a hole here. Now, even looking at this hole means you will die. Interacting with it or trying to walk past means you will die. So there is no actual warning as such. I suppose this socket here is a bit of a clue, but still.
That appears to be a light socket. I'd better not put my fingers in that socket.
I mean, I suppose you can learn the hard way, but if you haven't saved recently, it is a bit of a dick move, as it will push you right back to the last save game, or the start if you've been lucky so far.
Whatever lives in there is scared of the light. No way am I going in there. It's an old advertisement for Anchor Insurance. I wonder if Anchor's grandfather was a complete zero too. The picture is covered with mold and dirt. It's the station's name, Museum. Uh-oh, the tunnel roof doesn't look too stable.
You can probably guess that if you weren't quick enough, you would have died just then.
That patch of plaster looks damp and crumbly. I can't quite reach it. The outer skin is stretched and weakened. The skin's too tough to tear with my fingers. That thing's alive! I wonder what it is. It's warm and throbbing with a tough skin. There's no obvious way of opening it. I can't slide it, push it, or pull it.
Yeah, this does not look normal. We have no access to the door, but we do have a swelling just here. Okay, so we need to remove some of this plaster.
I've exposed the bricks beneath the plaster.
I always forget that happens. Oh, I love it.
A good solid old brick. It's just a lump of plaster.
Okay, so let's put this into the swelling.
It's penetrated the outer skin.
Although it's not quite enough.
Ugh! I made a hole right through the vein!
So now all we have to do is sit and wait.
Ugh! I made a hole right through the vein! It's a medical robot. It's probably a ventilation grill. It's a medical robot.
Now we can't actually speak to the robot just yet. And we kind of need to be careful in this area, as there is danger.
It's probably a ventilation grill. recharging itself at the power supply. There aren't any external switches. The slot gives access to an expansion port. I can't get my hand in there.
I don't think it's designed for hands, but maybe it's designed for circuit boards. If I can find it.
How do you feel, Joe?
I'm completely operational, and all my circuits are functioning perfectly.
That's a relief. Is there any immediate danger?
If your presence here is detected, termination is more than likely. Negative.
What about the guy in the tank room?
Negative. The technician is an android. I advise you to avoid contact with it.
Are you really the Joey I grew up with? You don't sound like him.
That is unavoidable. My shell has a limited syntactic processor.
Oh well. At least you're not so argumentative. I want you to check out the tank room.
Please be more specific.
I want a detailed report on everything. Especially that android.
The android could be dangerous.
Exactly. I don't want to risk my neck. That's where the medical robot gets its power. The screen displays the medical robot's status. They don't appear to do anything. I've got a hunch I'll need to open that.
The growth tanks contain developing androids. Nourishment is supplied from a tank. The temperature is maintained by convection from an underground source. Access to the growth tanks is not possible. Access to the computer is denied. The tank contains chemicals on which the androids feed.
So, without it they'd die?
Affirmative.
Is there a way of draining the tank?
Manual evacuation is achieved by opening a tap.
Tell me about the android.
It is programmed to safeguard the developing androids.
Is he dangerous?
It's certainly stupid enough to constitute a threat.
That will distract the android technician.
It seems like other robots are safe around the androids. Yeah, there we go. Okay. There's still some more groundwork to do. Let's go and find Joey again.